Greetings, greetings. Hopefully, I can be heard. Test, test, test. Testing, testing. Greetings, all. I see my avatar moving. Hopefully, I'm heard. Greetings. This is Kai and Y007. Okay. This is Kai and Y007. Appreciate you coming, tuning in for the live that I'm doing on today, which I call Chocolate Sundays, as you see right here, rather. Today is Sunday, August 6th, and it's in the afternoon. So I just wanted to do a live, more of a combo live. I'm going to be adding more content into lives. So I don't feel like I just got to focus on just like one thing, it depends, but I want to have variety, and that way it'll strengthen my efforts in interesting the audience and possibly encouraging more engagement with you all. All right. So again, I appreciate y'all being here, coming out to see me here on YouTube, and we're gonna get right into it. All right. So as we get into it, I'm just gonna let my intro rock. Give some time to, because sometimes people will join in. I believe over time more people will come into. And I'm just working through the kinks of technicalities and things like that. So I'm just going to keep it pushing, okay? Because I'm feeling the energy from some of y'all. I can feel it from a distance. I feel it close. And I know you'll feel mine too if you just give me a chance. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the intro, and we're going to get right into the live I'm doing. Feel free to join in. I'll probably end up dropping a link too. You know, to join in on the live chat on how you feel about any of the content that's. For some reason, I can hear the music if I'm on the device, but I don't even hear the background music as it's playing. So I'm going to check that right now. And then I'm going to get that to you. There we go. And then I'm going to go on and let this finish proceeding for my intro. All right, y'all. So I'm playing Running by Far Side, and the intro was like Maya Falling, where she used that music because it makes me think of running. Part of this has to do with running from the police. That's the last time a young man was seen. And he happens to be friends with Kenneka Jenkins, and she's the young lady that passed away, and very mysteriously. And I'm going to get into that too. And then further in the conversation, we're going to talk about what is paper and what is financial abortion. What is this? And how do y'all feel about it? It affects a lot of us, all of us really, right? We're dealing with relationships and possible pregnancies, okay? So let's go. And also, I did end up starting a little late. That tends to happen sometime with some things going on. But from here on, I'm just gonna have stuff done like far more in advance, so I can keep a steady flow. Because things tend to just kind of slacken away. Jump, run, run. So how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing good. Anyone that's here now, see there's someone or some people here now. Feel free to join in the chat conversation at all. Feel free to like to subscribe if you want to see a variety of things. A lot of it's community based, things like that. So also like talking about some things too. I may do a wet Wednesday. I don't know because I was debating on. I'm gonna come back on again this week. And those as I know, I like to talk about a little more kinkier stuff, things that have to do with sex and stuff. I like to have it informative and fun. So if you want to join in on some of that, I'm here for that. Yeah. Okay. So moving along. And I'm noticing too that it doesn't show everything and it's not showing all the head count, but that's okay. Keep going. All right. So I haven't said that. I'm on now to get right into this. So this that I have is particularly regarding a friend too of Kenneka Jenkins. As you see, his name is right there. His name is Christopher Miller. He's been missing for almost a year now, so about 9 months now. I'm going to show some footage from the latest news that just came out of him, and this was just as recent as 2 weeks ago. So what I'm going to do is share screen in just a moment. Okay, so all right, let's do that. So this person's channel here, um, as you can see, is Moni Stacks. And I want to make sure I'm being heard, so I'm going to just do a quick test right here too while I'm in the other tab. It should still continue, but I'm still getting familiar with this switching screen. So again, this is Moni Stack's channel. And she even filed a Kenneka Jenkins case from years ago. And it's a haunting case. It's haunted me in ways. And it's hard to let go because I still have like unanswered questions about what happened with her. Now, back to her friend, which I mentioned Kenneka Jenkins too because they were friends. And he actually tried to help with her case as well. So let's hear.
He just vanished in thin air.
Tammy. Okay, cousins, I got a question. I'm trying to figure out where is Christopher Miller? And if you're asking, well, who is Christopher Miller? All right, well, let's go back to 2017 to the Kenneka Jenkins story. All right. Now, this is where I had my first personal contact with Christopher Miller, aka Billy Sticks, because that's what he go by on Facebook. No, he wasn't involved in that whole Kenneka Jenkins shenanigans or anything like that, as far as we know. But what I do know is he was just resharing a lot of posts advocating justice for Kenneka, and he was friends with a lot of the party goers at the time. So I was trying, just like everybody else, trying to get on everybody's page, befriend everybody that would befriend me back.
Hello, everyone that's coming, joining in. I'm going over some information just to, I'm going to reiterate again to who Kenneka Jenkins is for those that don't know who she was, etc. I want to show you this one channel. There's only one YouTube channel on here, and that's right now, where she's discussing a friend of hers that is missing. But it was right
And so
after some
he
police
just so
contact.
happened to be a nice guy and let me on his page.
So let's just
With
get
a
to
black
it.
hat.
Here we go.
Of all of that, Christopher Miller has not been seen since that traffic stop. So what happened? What happened? Now, first of all, I want y'all to know that the weather conditions out there that night was well below freezing. I think that it was about 19, 20 degrees outside. His mom was very, very concerned because he didn't have on like a coat. He just had on the jumpsuit.
So as you see, that's all he really had on. And I'm gonna get right into the footage from what happened that night because it's caught on. It's on the camera that the police had. Okay.
I don't know if he's on. We've got one guy on that has a drone that might be able to help. So can I transfer?
A officer, urge or whatever.
All right. I'm gonna mute her. All right. So I'm gonna take it from here. So this is what they showed. All right. There was a police chase that ensued. It was on the highway. So the young man that I'm showing here, Christopher Miller, he's the one that was in the car. And this, here we go right here. You see him running? All right. So he fled the scene. Now because he fled the scene, that's making it a little harder too. I feel like for the family saying, "Hey, we have not heard or seen from our family member at all. He's not hiding out or anything. He would have said something. Somebody would know something. Nobody knows anything." And here we are, what's August 2023? Now that's after the scene. But what intrigued me also is I want to know what y'all think about this. Do you think like, hey, he probably just fled? Nobody just disappears. But or do you think he's hiding out? Either way, do you feel that there should be some accountability though for this missing person? Because the report is sketchy. The report that the police did was not. It wasn't very thorough, and the family has reached out to the police numerous times, and they're in Janesville, is it Wyoming, Wisconsin, excuse me. So it was outside of Chicago that this had occurred, but they have barely been able to get help. And they also mentioned that lawyers can't just jump in the case. And I'm like, I'm not sure why that is, or if they're just not having enough help for him. But like I said, she has him on here, Moni Stacks, right? She also has video on here too that I would suggest y'all check out if you want to know more, or if you want to just catch up on more information in general regarding Kenneka Jenkins and what happened with her, because she has a lot of that on here too. But as you see here, she also has the mom of the missing son is on here too. And I don't want to show like too much of that because that is her work, and her getting that information. So I would just suggest going to Moni Stacks, if you do want to see more. But that's all we know. That's all that's shown, him running, and then that's it. But yet there was a motorist that was riding by at this time. He actually reported to them. He said, he stopped because he saw something was going on. He said it looked like the cop was in distress and he was wrestling with someone on the ground. They told him, go ahead, they got it. He left, but that's all we know. So it's adding more suspicion. Was there foul play between him and the police? Did something else occur that we don't know about? It's just very strange. And you can see the hurt and the pain in the family's eyes, everything. But it just, something's not right. Something is clearly not right. So, yeah, I wanted to show that. And then I wanted to show some more, some things particularly with Kenneka Jenkins too. And we're going to talk about financial abortion, paper abortion. Now it's different from reproductive abortion to an extent because that is what they quote as a safe way of, getting rid of your fetus, your baby, all that, the baby in there. Yeah. It's debatable how much development it has, but there's clear pictures and everything. There's a baby, and the baby gets there really fast. So I have to look that up. But like a couple months or so, you got everything in there pretty much. And then further months, you get more organs developing more and all that stuff. But yeah. So I wanted to put his picture up here again. That's Christopher Miller. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with any of this that I'm saying. Let me know. What are your thoughts? Because it's very mysterious what's going on. And as we know, especially with more video footage, there's a lot of police brutality that goes on. Sometimes cops mean to cause death upon people, and especially people of color, and black people the most, black men the most. Was there foul play with this? Why do we not have enough information? There's footage too on her channel as well where they're calling the police and asking them, are they still looking? And they were like, oh, someone looked. And she's like, well, where? Because I checked. She said, oh, you can talk to so and so. I said, no, they told me to talk to you. So it's two different police departments too. One is saying, hey, it was out of our jurisdiction. We had nothing to do with it. The other one said, hey, we chased him. We don't know where he went. The family thinks otherwise. They feel something must have happened to him. And let's say it's not at the fault of the police. What happened to this young man? You know, is he hurt somewhere and might have ended up passing away? And if so, why wasn't he found? I mean, how far do you think he really got? So yeah, that's that part. All right, so I'm gonna move along here and add a little some tunes going here too. All right. I'm curious too. Have y'all heard of this type of thing, which we call financial abortion? It was new to me that they call it paper abortion. I've heard of it, but I've heard of it when I hear men on panels. I've heard of them talk about this maybe a couple of years back or so. I was around some of it for that, and I was asked how do I feel about it and such. And we're going to get into it because I want to talk about what it is, what the meaning of it is, and talk a little bit more about it and see how y'all feel about this. It would really be nice too if YouTube could keep a more accurate count on who's watching because I could clearly see, and before I had comments coming in and out, even when people come in and out, it's not an accurate count. It's really not. It'll say 0 and there's people in here talking to me. Say 1 5. I mean, I'm gonna just keep it moving now. We got it. I got this. All right, y'all. And I want to play Love Hate Thing by Wale. I like his music. Him as a person, he needs to get more in tune with some of himself, if you ask me. But I like the song, though the music is good. It kind of flows with the topic, love, hate. It seems like there's a lot of love, hate relationships going on. You know, hooking up, having sex, and things like that. And then as soon as the pregnancy occurs, everybody acting like they stuck on stupid. What y'all think about that? I might know this shit. Hold me tight, let me go, heal my heart, hurt my soul, build me up, bring me down.
Love you, then they hate you, then they love you, yeah. Hate you, then they love you, then they hate you, yeah. Lord. Hold me tight, let me go. In my heart, hurt my soul. Never ever ever know your soul. Never know your heart. Make me smile, make me frown. You don't never know how to sit, just what they tell me. Shit, I'm just waiting on somebody to show me. Yeah. Ain't no love in the heart of city, that's what they told me. Beef with over 100 niggas, don't none of them know me. Son of a mother studying at UC, sitting in taxi cabs with daddy roaming.
All right, so right here you can see paper abortion. So we're going to go over the definition real quick. Paper abortion is known as financial abortion, male abortion, or statutory abort. It's proposed ability of the biological father before the birth of the child to be able to have any rights, to opt out of any rights, privileges, and responsibilities toward a child, including financial support. So, by this means, before a child is born, a man would be able to absolve himself. of both privileges and demands of fatherhood.
It's just us, baby. This ain't right, this is life, this is love, everything in the end of love. Hold me tight, let me go. In my heart, in my soul, fill me up.
So again, as I mentioned, this is different from actual aborting. And I believe that because of the overturning of the Roe versus Wade, abortion is being taken off the table. I don't really particularly call it a right because I don't look at it as a right to end a life, to a right to end something early. Okay. And with this, I'm on both sides of the fence. With this, I'm listening to both sides too. But I do stand on what I do, what I believe in too. And even through my own experiences too, I know that my experiences made me who I am and what I am today. And that's what I stand on and always have. And I like to elaborate on some things, and we can expand more on the conversation as we go. But this is different. This means a man has a right just as much as a woman does, and I'm a believer in that as well. Now, to have a child and just be absent, the child needs a parent. But with this is something that's even going through universities for discussion, and I'm going to show that too. Hey, Jay Sean Randoms, good to see you. Thanks everyone for coming through too. How are you? How are you and the fam? I know you're young and it's big now too. Probably, I don't know how old she is now. It's grown age, huh, or something like that. Okay. So, back on here, which I like to just get into. I'm gonna move that too, so I can just show the article some more. Okay. All right. So I'm just seeing if the music is going to continue on its own or if I have to do something again. All right, but we got it. Okay. So, and if you see here, this is a father's rights and abortions. All right. This is sensitive subjects too, but I mean, if you're not going to talk about it and just be about it, that's why we're in such of a mess we're in now. All right. And I say we because I'm of a people. Uh, when problems occur and mess, I like to help solve them. I don't just distance myself from them. Even though, the further we go, you may get to know more about me and know that a lot of these issues right here are not as much of my concern because of my lifestyle. You know, not everybody is out here just screwing off the hook or screwing at all. Okay. So, I drop little hints here and there or whatever. Really? Yeah. See? Oh my gosh. Oh, that sounds tempting. All right. Well, I have to catch you again. It'd be nice to have you join me, up here again. So, at some point, I will drop the link. I'm not gonna do like a long, long live, y'all, but probably about up to an hour. I do want to utilize what I do up here and my subscription. Pay for this and pay for that, like utilize it more. And, yeah, so we got Jay Sean up there teasing us some of the hot tub. Oh man. All right, so right here, so you can see, I was right. So it's basically saying that the father should be notified as soon as possible, so ASAP, as soon as the mother or mom to be possibly knows that she's been impregnated. And then from there on, he has a right to make a conscious, responsible decision whether to stay, to partake, or to opt out. I know there should be a lot of people that feel one way or feel another, when it comes to this too. But it's interesting because it's not just talk, it's not just chatter like I thought it was originally in like 2019, 2020 when I first heard of this. There really were people trying to put into place these laws, these agreements, just like sometimes celebrities, they have their agreements too. We're engaging in sex. Before we do, you got to sign this. Like they said, Lori Harvey has this. You have to sign something, an MB, something, and you sign that, and that's like, hey, this is between us, but this is contractual. So this reminds me something similar of that. Like this is our thing, and we both have a choice, not just the female, not just the mom to be or not to be. So I like to know, your thoughts on this too. Especially like I said, with the abortion laws changing, this is going to impact a lot of relations and relationships. And contrary to y'all belief, no, it is not just black women getting abortions and stuff. The numbers on black women are actually lower. Okay. And at some point I'll bring more data too, because some of the data is being played with, but I know I have to have a certain resource that I depend on, but it's not just like that. Okay. Now, more impoverished communities do seem to be made up more of African Americans if we're talking about just in America. Let's think about worldwide too. There's all kinds of women running out, um, wishing to get their abortions. There's all kinds of relations or different dynamics of relationships where the man doesn't want to be involved. The man does not want a child. There's some instances where the woman doesn't. So it's both. But I do want to reiterate that, like, it's not just black folks running around, oh, y'all just so overly sexual, so hyped up, and you can't control yourselves and this and that. Because that's what a lot of people see. That's what I see too. But I know different. Because see, I go by experience and I go out there and really want to know what's going on. And I can dig in so deep right from the privacy of my own home. So I get that information. That's what I bring here to share with y'all. So that's that. So I did just want to really show that. Okay. Um, moving along. So yeah, like I said, this is a discussion of financial, or whether you call it financial abortion or paper abortion. It affects a lot of people, many people. You have your Latinos, your white, all kinds of different people. Whatever race you are, nationality, you're subject to these situations. Okay. And honestly, what's interesting too is like if abortion wasn't even a thing, it wouldn't be nothing to discuss. If you're pregnant, you're pregnant. Right or wrong. If you're pregnant, you're pregnant. There's no, oh, are you gonna no? Are you gonna stick around? Yes, no. Are you gonna be here? Yes, no. You go through a whole bunch of crap and then hook up having sex again, or what? What gets me the most is when people just look dumbfounded at when somebody becomes pregnant. Everybody's looking around like, how that happen? I mean, did the sperm jump inside you? Did you not open your legs? What happened? Like, we know what happened. So it's like, come on, man. But it's interesting. And I briefly have a clip of an article too coming up. At least I thought it was in here. And then I just want to reiterate on something that I did in the past on here on my last live, if you caught that one. And okay, it's not on there, but I left it. That's okay. Um, so with that last piece, there's an article, but I actually want to bring that up too. I'm going to have that in another upcoming live stream because I will speak more on financial and paper abortion. So we'll speak more on that, the paperwork of it all, like this, seeing it in writing. Okay. I have an article from Brown University that a professor wrote. Um, and I read through that and I was trying to see, like, are these his views or is it just what he did as a study? Because it's really interesting. It sounds like it's coming from him as well. He's saying that, you know, throughout time, in the court system, it's mostly been in favor of the women. The men get punished for even getting them pregnant, they feel. And again, this is from Brown University, so it's an accredited college. And it was interesting. And the author's name is Francis K. Goldscheider. And I want to get into that and I have the article to show on how he feels about it. So they have some strong feelings towards the fact that they don't feel men have any rights. And they're like, this has to stop. and they should have total rights, not just some rights with the person that they've impregnated, possibly impregnated, okay? They feel that they should have total rights, just the same rights as the female. So, how do y'all feel about that? Do you feel that male should have the same amount of rights as the woman? Or should it be, hey, no, it's her body. If she wants an abortion or whatever, she can have it. If she keeps it, she keeps it. If she, it's this, that, this, that. So, that's interesting too. Another thing too from that I read from that article is where he mentions how women will cut the man off from even visiting and things like that. Like the man is just cut off. But as soon as they need the money or such, that's when it's demand, demand, demand from the man. So, it's interesting perspectives on that. I'd like to know more of your feelings. So hopefully you'll get comfortable with that. Um, if you feel uncomfortable about some things, but you do want to say something, just do it. I've done it. Some of the stuff is not as comfortable to me. I'm not coming on here talking about stuff just because I feel like talking about it or not at all. I try to look at what can be impactful and what can I share with the people. I do want to keep it interesting. Some things I talk about should be interesting. I like talking about astronomy and things like that too. But I feel like it's over your heads even when I break it all the way down. It's because there's a lack of interest in things that are very vital in our lives. But I get it. Y'all don't get the connection. Y'all don't really get it just yet. But as soon as y'all hear about aliens and stuff, everyone's running over there blowing those views up. Like, what? Who saw it? So, I'll do what I got to do to try to get to get y'all interested in some of this. But I'm going to lure you to want to be a better you, want to know that you're serving your life's purpose. When you do that, people, everything else will fall into place. I'm telling you, whatever it is you're into, I'm going to hit on some of that here. I like to try to get it from different angles here on my channel. So hopefully y'all come out and join me and come back again. Yes, hitting it from all angles, like porn. As I'm trying to do. Just got out of jail, y'all. I told y'all. Shout out to those that had checked on me too. So Brother Thone on YouTube. Malike Don, change your name, so I appreciate that too. Let people know it. Let me know a sister, a sister mean a little something, a little something on the YouTube streets, make a sister feel good. Thank you. Okay. It's so easy not to do anything. It's so easy to sit back. It's so easy to watch everybody else do it. It's so easy to just not do, but that's not in me either. But in some ways I've been pushed away and pushed back down and try to be silenced, to silence me and things like that. But I'm like, nah, I can't do that either. So I'm gonna have to just speak up a bit. Real. So yeah, and if you caught the last live I did, that was where we have here, and here's an article that I meant to put in the last live, but I didn't. But this is from part of my home areas, which New York State, New York City areas and all that. So this was a man that just now got arrested for crimes that occurred. How many years ago was that? It was some years back. It's right there too. And I made a point that your occupation does have a big effect on who gives a crap about you, and that's just how it is with life. If you're a prostitute, if you have a certain occupation, or you deal drugs, you deal things illegally. Let's put it like that. Some things that are legal, but it depends on how people look at you. That's if they're even going to search for you. They weren't really looking for some of these women. A lot of women are just gone laying up somewhere dead. Okay? They find out, oh, what did she do? Oh, and years ago too, only blondes made it on the news when they were missing. Yeah, they go by hair color too. Uh-huh. Yeah, they taught me that in college. I went to Sage. Yeah, they taught me that. That's why I love hearing the truth about things, because you get it and then you go deeper and deeper with it. Some of y'all get afraid and you stop. You saying, maybe that ain't for me, or maybe that's a little much. It's all for us. Being ignorant to what's going on around us and the system, the people that are in place in our systems that have much control, you can ignore it. It's up to you, but that doesn't make it change. The truth remains the same. Join in on finding it. Now, so that was just my point with that. And a video before that, I talked about men that buy sex because there's certain type of men that do. By the way, somebody chimed in late too on my last live, and you popped up and said, "Hey, I buy pussy." Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw you. Y'all be waiting to come in late when I'm about to close the show down. Like, yeah, so I'm about to go, everybody. You know, I do all that. Then since I look at the comments, I'm like, oh, okay, I saw you slide that on in. Mm-hmm. Sliding it on in there. Sliding it on in. Ew. So it was funny. But a lot of men do. So, you know, if you do, you do. I mean, hey, if you do, you do. Like I said, hey, just don't kill her. You know, you know how you gonna get any more? Even if it was trash, you pissed off. I paid for this. This wasn't even really good. What the, you didn't even do what I told you to do. Let it ride. Let it go. Get a new hoe. Okay? There's so many of them. I swear, man, you men, y'all got it. Y'all got it pretty much made. It's like before the women did, other than our lack of equal rights with things. Y'all got it. How y'all don't got it? There's women out here that barely they act like they allergic to clothes. Hmm? Yes, no? Like the woman all the way on the right over there, she just walking in her thong. Only thing covering her is her wrists. I know I've had my share of like skimpy clothes, but there's a difference between being skimpy and being naked. And that's usually like clubbing time, something like that, you know, hanging out or with, you know, somebody, you know, you with or whatever, you know. But I don't know. Like Legend James Brown said, it's a man's world. Uh just feel like I'm in it. Oh man. But yeah, so if you saw that, you know, then you caught some of that. And I appreciate the support that I've gotten again, and I appreciate the lookouts, you know. Someone checked in on me on my last video short. I appreciate that. Because I thought I was coming back after a couple of weeks, maybe a few weeks, but it took me about a few months. I just sat back and analyzed some things, and I took a look around and was like, okay, well, what is YouTube doing? What does YouTube want to show? Who do they advertise for? And things like that. So I took a step back and just was looking like that, like, okay, like, all right, I'm gonna be looking. I'm gonna fall back and I'm gonna just be there. I'm gonna just be looking. That's all. Looking. And I did that too. And basically just as I thought, I see who's being promoted, you know, the most. I really do. I see it. Um so yeah, so there that goes. Um all right, so moving along. Yeah, so I appreciate y'all. So anything anyone wants to add, yes or no? If no, that's fine too. Hey, Joe Dub. Oh, wait. Yeah, they was cutting my throat, man. Like, it's weird because it seems like sometimes when my videos start to get attention or certain attention, it was like that's when they stopped it. I did something honestly where I changed the title a bit to my last video, but it was about the guy Adam 22 who has YouTube channels. He has his No Jumper, right? And he also has the porn channel that all they talk about is banging chicks from OnlyFans, right? So I have a right to critique. That's my thing. I talk about porn. I talk about pornography. I like it and I like talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So but I still feel like I want people to be comfortable too. Like I'm gonna make you comfortable. You know what I mean? Like I'm I'm trying to give it to you in all kind of ways to where you should be able to accept it. You may enjoy it, you know? And I usually give a perspective where I like to give information too. And I was just calling them out on some things that I thought was gross that they do because she just had a baby, milk coming out her breast. And she's on there letting Selena Powell, a big time rapping whore, rapper's delight whore, suck on her milk coming out and stuff. And I was like, yo, y'all be going real far with stuff where you still got to go back, be around your baby. Like, what's this? And I just showed how pretty they have her look. The dresses she wears are really pretty colors, and she looks so, you know, nice dresses and stuff on his wife. And they're married. Adam 22 is married to Lena. So I just talked about that, and I remember Chaos came on there too. Brother Chaos said something about like you be putting in extra. I like this. Like I was going in, or the details I was giving, or something. And it was nice comment that he left for me. Next thing I know, they took it down, and I had put a short up where I did a tribute to Harry Belafonte, and I had fun doing my little dancing in there too. That's me, and I had got like almost 100 views in one day. And I was like, oh, all right. So people like dance, okay. Next thing I knew, they was like, oh, by the way, yeah, you need to remove it. I'm like, what is going on? And I like stuff being explained to me. I don't just take no from things like this as an answer when I know my rights. I didn't do anything wrong. So if there's something within the video that's unacceptable, be specific. If you don't like something I did, because they were new, but all you saw was part of an ass crack. That's it. There's way more than that on YouTube. So I still feel I'm in the right. They were in the wrong. That's why I take pictures. I showed some of the feedback I gave back to them on the last live that I did. No, actually from Friday, where I said I'm back, and you see my arms, my wrists, and cuffs. That's me showing and explaining that I'm emailing them back. I text them back. It's hard to communicate nowadays with YouTube. Years ago, we had an open communication, but they stopped doing that. Having people like me, they ain't having it. And particularly, they want to give their time to people that are monetized. They're like, hey, you're not monetized. We ain't really got to talk to you. We ain't got to spend no time with you. We get to just say, boop, that's it. Why? You want to appeal it? Then you go to appeal it right away. You get an instant nope. You didn't even review it again. So there's so many things where I know I'm right, and I'm sorry, but YouTube.com is wrong. I like the platform, and I have a right to still use it and utilize it. And I'm just going to do my best with it. And there's some things that I don't want to mention right now either, because that's going to be in the case. And I know that I have to watch my vulnerability with anyone that watches me. People watch me and they won't say anything. There's people that troll me. There's all that's going on. So I'm never going to give the ops an up on me either. You're never going to have one up on me. So I watch what I say, but I'm still going to put my people on. All right. Because I know that we can do this, and rocking alone all I want to. I know I'm protected. I know the ancestors is floating around. I know it, so it's all good. But yeah, that's what happened. We need to go on and on, but yes. What's up, TNBN? You just got the mouth drop like that. That's what you're giving me. That's what you're giving me this Sunday. Aha! The mouth drop. Aha! Well, anyone new on KNY007? Anyone returning? I appreciate y'all for coming through very much. I'm just gonna reiterate some that I have there. Actually, I said I was going to do that too. I didn't really drop the link, but I will put the link there, and when interested, it's there. Right. Exactly. And you know what irks me too is like, be comfortable doing your streams, be comfortable doing your videos. Do how you do. I sit up straight like I am now. I gloss my lips behind the scenes. I wear certain outfits. I wear my youth shirt. I do all type of stuff because it helps me. And I'm just been raised somewhat and trained too to be professional in what I do. I don't care what it is or what I'm talking about. I'm here for y'all. I need to be right. I put extra money in. I taught myself everything I know with the help of some YouTubers, but mainly the people that have their channels built for technology and stuff like that. That's what's helped me, the most. And it's mostly been brothers and sisters that communicate very clearly and just keep it simple. This is what you do to do this. This is what you do for your. Thank you. They're the ones that taught me the most. Okay. And yeah. And but I enjoy YouTube. I just be glad when YouTube can relax more and realize that they can enjoy us too. And this is supposed to be for everyone. Let's this be. I'm very particular with the photos I use. I use particular images. I want my people to be looking good. Y'all drag them all the time. Over here, they're going to look good. Sometimes people going to get dragged because sometimes they drag themselves. And I might get a kick out of it. I may laugh. I like to laugh. But other than that, I really try to use prestige with what I do. So When they did that to me, it was crazy because I was enjoying it. I was listening to Harry Butterfly. You just jamming and you just listen to your tunes, and it was a vibe. And I was coming on even more often. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but if you look at my videos, I never did videos so often as I've done 3 months ago and 4 months ago. That was it. And I was like in my zone. Like whenever I'm doing some ideas would just come to me. And some I remember some I'm like, yo, write that down. Or put that with this one. When you do that video, put this in there. Okay, maybe you can make that a little funnier. Like add this. People like to laugh. Okay, well, what about this? Oh, you sure you want to cover that? I don't know. Well, if anybody else doing it, okay, then you do it. And there's some things I would like to cover, but I want to get better at covering that too, because that's not really maybe something for me. It's a strong subject, when it comes to like sexuality and things like that. So some things have to do with family things, incest, sometimes molestation. I'm not the best person for that. So it is interesting topic. I would need like some help with some other people or some people that like to share information they have and things like that. But being careful with that too, because things like that go on, and if anything, we have to empower each other to protect our children and adults a little more with those situations. So I'm just really careful with that. But I was just like, dang, they be cutting a sister throat. Like come on now. But yeah. But yeah, solid. Yeah, I caught when you said when you was leaving too. You need to oh no, that wasn't no. I'm sorry. That was unless that's you, because I don't even think you ever hit a panel before, so I don't even know who you are, your voice, anything. Yeah, I just thought about that. At some point though, we'll get some more conversation too live here on the panel where people will, click the link sometime and holla. So, yeah, appreciate y'all coming out. What I'm gonna do before I do close out is just do a briefing again on uh, reminding y'all of Kenneka Jenkins, and she had a mysterious death at only the age of 19, where she was found in Crowne Plaza, dead, and we we just haven't really gotten a clarity on it. I know people's like, oh, she locked herself, and it's like, no, I don't know about all that. 'Cause there still was footage that I saw, and I kept it in my email, but they got rid of the links where there was a woman talking, and she showed you on the news that the news themselves showed a snippet from after she went in there. All you saw a reflection of it looked like young guys hunched down, crawling towards the back of the kitchen, and all you could see was a reflection, and that was deep. Nowadays, though, I know how to screen record and all that, have equipment for all that. So, but because then when people take stuff down, you'll still always have it. So yeah, good old screen recording or record what you're seeing from another device on. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. The other thing that was mysterious too, well, somewhat, was Zach. There was a man here, a YouTuber named Zach TV. He covered Kenneka Jenkins case and everything too, and he was ended up being killed, which is rough in Chicago. So you would say, well, there's a lot of killings and all that going on. It's like, yeah, but it just kept starting to seem like people was turning up missing that has something to do with Kenneka Jenkins or the case somewhat. You know what I'm saying? And her friends, I feel like they weren't really friends. Like I know how I was with my friends. You would think I'm their mother the way I start acting. When something pop off, or if I even think something, I grab them and I'd be like, "Huh, come over here," and I'd be on their backs, like for real. I'm like that. When we drop each other off or whatever, whoever dropping whoever off, you're in the house. Like nobody's going anywhere until we know where everyone is. So this is how they found her. To those that don't know, or you may have heard, and then there's this picture of her face too. But I chose not to add that in here. We all have drawn our own conclusions to what we think happened. At some point too, I will revisit this case because I just must bring up, something that just stands out to me, and it don't add up. It don't add up. You drink, you drug, or whatever you're doing, but you're still a person finding yourself. And uh, I do wish her family peace, but as parents, we are the ones that govern how our children conduct themselves, what they wear, what how old they are. These younger girls too are wearing a little less, and it's just things. Don't think you too grown before you grown. I'm gonna help teach you though. You know, like with me, I wasn't taught enough that I should have been taught, and it hurts. So we kind of just go find out on our own, and there's a lot of things that I found out on my own, and it shouldn't have been like that. I'm getting a little choked up talking about it. I don't know where it's coming from. Excuse me. Just care about us. Care about us more. You know, Women of color, we don't have attitudes for no reason. Sometimes it's a walk, so we don't end up like this because we know that people just don't really care about us. All right, had a little moment there. Whew. I'm telling you, I watched like every video of hers. Everyone. Um, Growing up, I liked mysteries and stuff. The only time you could get me to like read a book outside of school, it was like a mystery or something, something to solve, or that the author solved it or whatever. But it's rough, you know. And but I know we do have protectors, we do, and we appreciate y'all too. So I don't mean to drift and feel like I'm sinking into a sunken place, but sometimes I just like to explain why sometimes you see or may hear things that are end up being put downs of women, that are particularly black. Sometimes got an extra chip on the shoulder or whatever, but it's a lot of times it's because of what you've been through. What you go through is what is basically what shows of you. Okay, so that's excuse me for the sorry about the echo. So that's just what it is, and it just sucks, and I just wait for it to get better, and it just don't be seem like it's better yet. So I mean, how am I supposed to feel? I'm on the chopping block myself, you know. So don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. Kai's trying not to lose her head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Feel free to subscribe, y'all, too. Feel free to subscribe and tell people what to do. To
Yo, what's
react.
poppin', world? Today,
So this is Zach. This is obviously when he was alive. This is one of the friends that was last seen with Kenneka Jenkins, too. It's very brief because I just put this in recently. And to be honest, as I was recording this, she was annoying me. Ugh, cracking her knuckles and stuff. Like, where was them fists at? You should have had them fists ready when you was looking for your homegirl. I'm really, really tight with them.
on Zach TV1, it's a
Out of
very,
here.
very, very serious issue. I know normally
Fix
we
your
all used to
bra.
not stand in front of the camera, but today
Bruh.
Zach TV is in front of the camera. I just recently got back to Chicago
Look at my real brother voice. Really? Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Fix your bra. Really? Yeah. Outta here.
from New York. I was out there for a week or so doing interviews, and in each and
Fix your
every
hat
grocery I
like,
visited, everyone was talking
bruh.
about the 19-year-old woman who was found dead in a freezer at the Crowne Plaza Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois, which is a west suburb. Everyone was pointing fingers to the staff, but mainly to her friends. One friend in particular who went
Stop cracking your
freaking
knuckles. Oh my gosh.
You bopping. I know
See,
you
that's why I was
bop.
recording
What's
it.
that, y'all? Bop.
Yeah.
Sick
So
on
I,
my bop.
yeah, I
Okay.
see her. I look at her. She leaned back to the wall. Yeah, Kenneka, it's over for you. You drunk. It's you lit. You drunk.
You heard what she said. Yeah,
Drunk.
come on, just
We be bopping. I know we be bopping.
West side, y'all bop.
Yeah.
Sick
So
on my
I,
bop.
yeah, I
Okay.
see her. I look at her. She leaned back to the wall. Yeah, Kenneka, it's over with for you. You drunk. It's you lit. You drunk.
and she said that's how Kanika always would say, like, oh, I'm not drunk or whatever. She said that's how you knew she was drunk. So they drank a lot, and you just imagine how early it was when they did start drinking. I don't know. But I just want to reiterate that. And again, this man right here is Christopher Miller. He's been missing for 8 to 9 months, no sign at all. And I showed y'all the footage. He was just last seen running. And there's only one other YouTuber on here that spoke on this. One. The rest I see was local news. That's what I saw. That was it. And then the mom, and then she went on social media and spoke on it too. How they want to know where he is. Then the cop said to her, "Well, we should speak about if he's no longer with us, basically like dead or whatever." And she was like, "No, I don't want to talk about that." So I just encourage you to check out the channel again. It's under Moni Stacks. Um, excuse me. So if you want to check that out, in particular with who I share as far as channels and stuff, because people have their own missions, their own motives. I don't promote that. If I mention something, it's specific because I've seen something through the channel and it's decent enough to share with you all. Okay. So other than that, I'm really careful with that. Sometimes other people you get off the hook, off the chain, and then people come back blaming you like, oh, I thought you was partnered up, but I ain't partnered with anybody. I like it. I like it like that. Yeah, baby. Good, because that's a minute ago. My eyes was watered up. I was like, oh my gosh. But that's good. That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. So I hope you guys are all well and you get something out of this. Because they're just people turn up missing, and sometimes it has to do with them being around the police, and then there's foul play. So the more we speak about it and collectively come together, and sometimes you got to stay on authorities' necks. You got to stay on their necks, and you got to promote your media. And being that this is Kenneka Jenkins' friend, I think this could help bring more attention to him and what's going on with his situation. Now, on the other side of things, you may say, hey, Kai, he might be somewhere in Mexico hiding out. Who knows? That's possible, but based on what I know, what I'm seeing and hearing, it don't seem like it, but we'll see. We will see. Because on the other hand, all we know is that this young brother right here is still missing. This young man right here is still missing. And like I said, I will talk more on what is paper and financial abortion. So I want to know some of y'all views on it too. Some people going to feel one way, some people are going to feel another. But it's just about sharing our ideas and thoughts and on this type of matter. Okay. So I have a couple lives too that I have coming up. So like I said, I'm not sure if I do a wet Wednesday. I don't know if y'all ready for that. Y'all be acting like I ain't ready to get whole wet. I don't know. I have to see. I could get wet by myself. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to have little playmates or something. I know y'all be wanting to play, don't y'all? Don't y'all be wanting to play sometime? Sheesh. I see a lot of arguing going on and stuff, but I haven't really been making my rounds around those other areas. It's the toxicness. I'm like, damn, where's the fun at? Where's any of the, like, come on now. Oh, yo, he roasted. He got roasted. Some of us are the best roasters. Y'all don't even know about us like that. But it's like, okay, can we have like other ways of having fun? But anyway, that was that. And again, too, I appreciate those that come out and, been there to help support. Like some of them you see in the chat, whether you see them when I highlighted them, you see them in the chat too. I think I have my channel over a year now or something like that. About a year, something. Yeah. And then I just started coming on a little more and more. So, and then when I did, I was really coming on. And that's when things came to a halt, just had a disagreement with YouTube. And like, if you're telling me something, you got to prove it. You can't just say, oh, you can't do that way. It's like, what are you talking about? Yes, I can. Especially when people have whole channels based off of what you're telling me I can't do. When their channel was only about porn. Where they do that at? I'm allowed to critique other YouTube channels. And it's hard to not believe that it's based on race. You don't want me talking about this Adam 22 fella. I don't talk about him. I just brought him up then. And he has a guest host, Poetic Flacco. I know him. So it's like, I have reasons to chime in. I wanted to tap in on it. Okay. So yeah, he's a young brother on there too, Poetic Flacco. I haven't seen him in a long time. I heard from him, but he's on here doing his thing, and everyone has a right to critique one another. So that's that with that. But yeah, coming up, I'm gonna get into some things where uh, I'm gonna have some little bit of triggering titles, some type of triggering conversation too. But I want to stimulate y'all, stimulate your mind, your body, your soul. So coming up, I'm gonna be talking more specifically too about Black men and reasons of distrust of them. Again, Black men and reasons for distrust of them. So we have that. And when I do my sex talk about it too, I have some things coming up with that. And then you'll see what I have coming for some of that. And for the most part, I got that coming up. I had where's my music at? Excuse me. Maya, she was one of my favorite artists too. So I wanted to some of this too, because it has that whole running theme in it from her song Falling. Alright. Oh, and astronomy too. I'm gonna get into some more astronomy too that I like to do. I know there's a lot of flat earthers out there. Y'all like having discussions regarding the shape of this planet we live on. We can do that. I want to take y'all beyond too. We got to talk about what's going on further out there. The moons are changing on us. Have you noticed? Huh? Our moon is moving further away from Earth every year. It's moving centimeters away, further and further away. Did you check my video out on Saturn losing its rings? It's losing its rings, y'all. And no, they're not solid rings, contrary to what you believe, because the photos make it look like you can go out there and walk on them, but you can't. They're clusters of rock and icy particles. So that's all it is. And they're all spaced out, but somehow they magnificently form rings around this magnificent, giant, gassy planet that we call Saturn. So yeah, it's my favorite planet. Oh man, I always love that planet. And then knowing it's losing its rings, I was like, oh my goodness, I was taken back by it. But I get it because I know that the rings weren't always there to begin with. So, just tap into science sometime and see what you find. So I got some stuff coming up to killer pastors. It seems like it's a trend. It's pastors killing their wives. Like, I don't know, y'all. It's what I'm seeing, So there's that. And domestic violence is at an all-time high. I mentioned this back in 2020 too. So I think it was when I had just like videos coming up. A lot of people are offing themselves in relationships. They're instead of just walking away, breaking up, and being hurt, and letting time, they're taking each other out. All-time high. I just watched where there was an area. I was watching the news, and he said this was the 5th domestic homicide that the area has seen. It's on 11 Alive, the Imani Robertson case that we just saw recently. They just found her body, right? And these people have kids together, all kind of stuff. So there isn't even a scenario that I could think of where the people were safe, where it hasn't happened. But there's a lot of violence occurring, and I'm going to get into some of that too, some findings that I have, and see if y'all want to join in on some of the conversation. Do you know what the triggers are? Do you have any ideas or theories behind what's going on? Is it more now than ever that we're so violent against one another? Or are we just reporting on it more? Are we just hearing about it more? So some things to think about. Okay, so I'm coming up on my hour now, just a little past an hour. So I thank y'all very much for coming out. Y'all help make this thing happen. Because going live is cool too, but it's cool to interact and vibe with people too. And I like it as a way of showing too that I'll come on the spot with my lives. But I'll also have prepared videos too that I will put up here and there too. And if you're looking for something quick, Check out some of my shorts. My shorts are mostly have humor and or music to it. Something I enjoy doing. I get quite a bit of views on those too. So those are pretty good going to. It's just been a while. But okay, I'll see y'all soon. Yes, I'm gonna be considering my wet Wednesday. I don't know, y'all be acting scared. I might have to let the tongue hang out. So we'll see. I may. But either way, I'm going to be back throughout the week. So I'm just, wondering. I'll probably do a Tuesday. You'll see it because I'm going to put the promos up earlier now so that it's some days earlier and you can see like, oh, okay. And you'll know if you want to check it out or not. Yeah, so appreciate it. All right. And sometimes you might have something you want to just get off your chest. Whatever it is, we'll have a day for that this week coming up too. I'll have an open panel. So whatever you want to discuss can be discussed at that time. Just whatever it is, just, hey, that's what it's part of what for, right? That's what you do. So, yep. So that was it for that. And then I have my, I'll close out here and that'll be that. So hopefully you found something interesting in here. If you have any questions, you can let me know before I go out on anything I've shown here, based on males having just as much say in a pregnancy, financial, painful abortions. And this guy here, like, I really don't know how they let Bigfoot drag bodies across the beach. You see how tall this dude is? He almost looks like he's 7 foot. He looks like he's 8 foot to me. I'm exaggerating, but he's really tall because they was even saying it on the news. That's why I said this is Bigfoot. Like, y'all let Bigfoot just drag bodies up and down the beach like that? For real? For real. Yeah, my bad, Joe. I might be a little late. I had got added a comments. I didn't even know I would have some more. Oh, okay. I'm not sure which part you were talking about. We say you're ready for it, but I think. All right, that's what's up. I like it. I'll be holding back because I don't want to be a sexual deviant on y'all now. You have no idea. Girl. You have no idea what I could do, or want to. Anyway, we're gonna stop. Stop that. Stop. You've been doing good. You're getting hot. Go ahead and wrap up your live and turn the AC back on. You're getting too hot. Really? Yeah. All right. Bigfoot was dragging bodies, and they waited till he piled them up. Oh, we gotta figure out what's going on. Maybe there's a connection. He probably might have tried to eat some of them. So y'all like my little animation too? I put the legs hanging out his mouth. We gotta get the sexy legs going. And then we gotta supposed to be a woman look like a half doll laying in the alleyway where they just be dumping bodies. I wish I would sell you some sex and then you come and just dump me like that. Just get dumped. Joe Dub, they out just dumping them. It couldn't have been that bad. All these hoes running around here. Y'all have no excuse to be taking us out. I'm sorry. You can have it your way. And it don't have to be Burger King. You get what type of dome y'all want. What type. I ain't gonna go in on that right now. Y'all get it all. Make me one. Maybe I might order some one day just to see what's gonna happen. It's just gonna be a setup though, just because I want to see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to record. I'll be on the live at the time. Order me somebody. Order a dude. He gonna come gay. We're gonna be kicking it, playing cards, laughing, talking about other dudes. That'll be my escort. Hey girl, yeah, so you ordered for I just don't see straight men selling themselves. They usually don't. I don't see some do. To be honest, I'll say real quick. I had a business where I print things and stuff like that. So I put them on apparel, clothing, or business cards or whatever. And my first customer actually was a male prostitute, so that was interesting. He had business cards, and I said, okay, well, on this Sunday. Yes. Yes, that's him. That is definitely him. That's Bigfoot. You ain't see his big son. Bigfoot. Bigfoot, man. Nobody saw this Bigfoot, but people be having sightings of Bigfoot in the woods somewhere. But he out here on an open beach. Nobody saw Bigfoot dragging bodies. All right, y'all know y'all don't care about prostitutes. But it's getting better, y'all. I think more cases are being solved too. Not I think I know cold cases. due to our advancement, with forensics and such. And I took forensics too when I was in school too. I enjoyed it, studying blood, hair samples. They had us pluck our own hair sometime too, so that we could see how it looks plucked from the head, meaning someone ripped it out of your head versus just a piece somewhere, or it gets all down to it. Bullets, all that. Yes, 007 with the bullets, bullet casings, everything. So, but anyway, I didn't mean to do all that. But yeah, that's him. I guess he's a white guy in a tie. So I mean, what could he be doing? I mean, not him, not that guy. I mean, he's married for crying out loud. That ass though. By the way, Marilyn Manson. Did I say the right guy? Excuse me. Manson that had a caught on them bodies. He was married too. Some come from religious homes too. I have that coming up too. Like I said, killer pastors. But I'm gonna have a surviving religion come up. I'm gonna have to do that where we go in deep, deep, deep. Hold up, look at real brother. What he over there doing before I go? Hold up. We miss you over there too, Joe Dub. You're gonna have to pull up over there too if you're still in the building with me. I ain't trying to put you on the spot, but then again, I am a little bit. You wanted the people that have good convo with real brother over there. You know how to maneuver and all that good stuff, man. You just be disappearing. At least I see you here. Shoot. Look at him. While this woman exercising. Now, but in all honesty, bro, brother was already looking like that. He was just looking at his looking at his computer screen. But I just thought it was funny, and I took a picture. Like, look at him over there. RBR Network for women, also, y'all. But all right, I'm gonna close out. Thanks, y'all. Just hit over an hour, which is decent for me. I'm getting back comfortable. Gotta let the anxiety go a bit. I was mad nervous again. I was rambling through the last time. I said, "Oh my gosh, all these jitters are coming back again. I ain't gonna be able to do." Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can do it. I can do it. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Do it. I'm gonna do it. So just do it.
You can't kill everybody, man. Goddamn. But no, you taking it far, man. Goddamn.
Run. I'm trying not to run. I'm facing up. Hey, face it head on.
You can't kill everybody, man. Goddamn.
When you gonna join in TNB? I'm gonna get you. You gotta get on the cam too. Y'all gonna be coming to us. Run. Don't shy. Run. I don't mean to make you run. All right, brother Joe Dub. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for joining me on this Sunday, Chocolate Sunday. All right, y'all. For now, I'm out. Peace. This is Kai and Y 007.
You can't kill everybody, man. Goddamn. But no, you taking it far, man. Goddamn.
I'm gonna say you fuck with me. You ain't never met me, bitch.
Too far. You can't kill everybody, man. Goddamn.
I like KIY, NY, 007.
Peace. One final peace, and stay safe.